As entrepreneurs, we are constantly evolving and pushing forward, creating momentum, getting things done, and creating new boundaries. That means we are always changing and getting more done. In order for us to continue to grow, we have to make space for the person we are becoming. So if you're doing too much or you're overwhelmed, you are actually stunting your entrepreneurial growth, and I want you to grow as much as you can. I'm Alex Sharfin, and this is the Momentum Podcast, made for empire builders, game changers, trailblazers, shot takers, record breakers, world makers, and creators of all kinds. Those among us who can't turn it off and don't know why anyone would want to. We challenge complacency, destroy apathy, and we are obsessed with creating momentum so we can roll over bureaucracy and make our greatest contribution. Sure, we pay attention to their rules, but only so that we can bend them, break them, then rewrite them around our own will. We don't accept our destiny, we define it. We don't understand defeat because you only lose if you stop, and we don't know how. While the rest of the world strives for average and clings desperately to the status quo, we are the minority, the few, who are willing to hallucinate there could be a better future, and instead of just daydreaming of what could be, we endure the vulnerability and exposure it takes to make it real. We are the evolutionary hunters, clearly the most important people in the world, because entrepreneurs are the only source of consistent, positive human evolution, and we always will be. I had a brief conversation today on one of my coaching calls with our Billionaire Code Accelerator group with one of our clients. And she was talking about how she's applying our cadence. She's putting our systems in place. She's getting the right people doing the right things, the right processes for communications, the right projects are getting done. And she's starting to think, what is she going to do? She actually said, Alex, I'm offloading so much. I'm handing off so much to my team. What am I going to be responsible for? And because of what we do, because of the systems we have and the type of clients we work with, I get questions like this all the time. In fact, I don't know if I heard it as much as I did today, but I often in these questions like, hey, what am I going to do? If I offload everything, what's my responsibility? What am I going to be in charge of? I often hear a bit of trepidation, maybe even a little bit of insecurity in the voice of the entrepreneur. There's a reason. When we start a business, we do everything. That is the definition of starting a business. We literally have to do everything. But as we grow a business and we move forward and the business gets bigger, we have to stop. But here's the challenge. Successfully starting a business requires you to do everything. So successfully starting a business conditions you to do everything. It actually makes you feel like the way you will continue to be successful is by doing more and more and doing everything. And so as we offload, as we get people around us to do more for us, we start feeling like we're moving in the wrong direction. In fact, instinctively, we can start thinking, hey, I need to do more, or I need to hold on to more, or I can't hand all this off. I shouldn't have somebody else doing it all. I should actually be handling or tackling or doing more of it. And the challenge with that thinking is, the more we try and do, the more we hold our teams back in almost every respect. See, the goal for you as an entrepreneur to be able to evolve and grow is to offload what you're doing today to create space for the entrepreneur you're becoming tomorrow. When you look at the Billionaire Code, the 9 levels that an entrepreneur goes through in order to be successful, this is the content that we teach. This is how we have our clients self-qualify. This is how we make sure that our clients are doing the right things. Each one of those 9 levels requires a massive transition for the team, for the business, and especially for the entrepreneur as a leader. And going through each one of those transitions requires time, space, and energy. And the way you create that time, space, and energy is by offloading what you're doing today and up-leveling to what you should be doing tomorrow. And so as an entrepreneur, you are constantly getting things off of your plate. Now, this isn't how it always works. In fact, the vast majority of entrepreneurs in the world don't really grow that much. In fact, most businesses are not that successful. In the United States, 29 million businesses, 22 million of them are under $100,000 a year gross revenue, 100% of revenue under $100,000 a year. So most entrepreneurs don't grow that much. In fact, most entrepreneurs work alone. Most entrepreneurs have tiny boutique businesses. And one of the reasons is that successfully starting a business, you have to do everything, and it conditions us to do everything, and then people don't let go. The entrepreneurs who break out, who grow bigger businesses, who have a bigger impact are the ones who get accustomed to constantly offloading what they're doing. And so as an entrepreneur, there's an easy way for you to do this if you're willing. It's by inventorying your time, looking at what you're doing and asking yourself, what can somebody else do? This is what I have every client who comes to our programs do. If you want the same coaching that we give our clients who pay us $24,000 to $60,000 a year for coaching, here's what we do right when they get into the program. We have them do a 2-week time study where they carry around sheets of paper, they write down everything they're doing in 15-minute increments, and there's a lot of reasons for this. One, within the first couple days, you'll start improving what you're doing with your time. You'll realize how much time you're wasting, and you will make it more valuable. Two, almost immediately, you'll start seeing things you shouldn't be doing and be able to hand them off. And three, we get to qualify your time. We go through all the time you spend at work and we look at what is strategic that you should be doing and what is tactical, anything anyone else could be doing. And then we start asking, how do we offload all of that to someone else? And if we continuously do this every 3 months, here's what will happen. Your business won't grow, it will explode. It will get bigger. You will start doing more important things in the business. You will understand where your time's being spent. You will have a conscious understanding of where you're really contributing to the business, and you'll be able to make it grow that much faster. See, the challenge for most entrepreneurs is they don't let go. They don't allow for space. They're always head down working. They're so focused on doing what they need to do in any given day, they're not actually offloading what makes them uncomfortable, getting somebody else to do the things that they shouldn't be doing, and creating more strategic time on a daily basis. See, the more time you spend strategically, the more time you spend up-leveling your activities, the more time you spend doing things that nobody else in the business can do, that legitimately only you can do, the more you're going to see your business grow fast. And for most of us, our goal is not to have a slow growth business. For the vast majority of us, our goal is to have a business that grows as fast as it possibly can. What is the maximum speed that our business can grow? How much of a contribution can we actually make? How much can we actually do with the business? How much can we put out there? And the way you do this is by literally looking at your time, asking yourself what you can offload to somebody else, and then filling that space with the next most strategic thing that you should be doing. Now, if you're wondering how to do this, go back to our episodes on the Billionaire Code. If you go back and you search on the words Billionaire Code in our episodes list, you'll see where it starts. I think it starts right at around episode 181 and goes on for, I think it's 18 episodes, because in between each one, I did a detailed episode on what the Billionaire Code level was, and then I did a detailed episode on some of the tactics or some of the things you need to do when you're at those levels. And as you grow through them, you're going to offload more and more to the point where if you are not offloading, you're hurting your team. I want to say that again. If you're not getting things off of your plate, having somebody else do it, you are hurting your team. So the key to growth is literally what are you spending your time on every day has to grow strategically. And the key to doing more is making sure that you're accomplishing more and achieving more with the same 24 hours that you had yesterday. And the key to growing at the rate that we all want to and having the impact that you know you've always wanted to have is by making sure you are doing more strategic things on a daily basis. So if you're ready to level up and do more and have a bigger business and make a bigger impact, it's all about where are you spending your time, inventorying exactly what it is, and making sure you're moving in the right direction by increasing the strategic time you're spending, and you will see everything in your business grow.
Whenever I lose focus in my life, we have a tool that changes everything. We've literally seen it double our members' productivity within 2 weeks, thousands of times. It's an old school tactic called a time study. If there was any way to create focus faster, we would use it, but this is the best way that we know. Within the first couple of days of implementing this tactic, we're already finding inefficiencies and figuring out how to be more effective. After 2 weeks, we've broken habits of wasting time and being inefficient, and this alone has massive value. When everything is said and done, you can evaluate the results and ask important questions like, should I be doing all of this? Can I delegate this to anyone? Is everything I'm doing the highest and best use of my time? When you can shift from working tactically in your business to increasing the percentage of time you work strategically, your business will grow like crazy. If you're ready to double your productivity and take your time back, get the time study now. go to sharfen.com/time study and get the free time study resource you need to double your productivity and get your time back. That's sharfen.com/time study.